Now I want to go through the cupcake stand templates. There's various ways of using them. Now you've got various sizes as well. The small sizes, you've got them printed like this, one per page. So you've got the main stand section, and then you've got the 3 different stands there. And the smallest one you can make is that one there, like that. As you can see, now you could use that for thimbles. Don't think of them just for cupcakes. Think of them for all sorts of different stands you can do. And obviously I'm just doing these in white, so they're basic, but you can do them in any colours you want. Now if you want to make bigger stands, then I've designed these round so that it's all printed onto one piece of paper, but then you're going to have to cut out and stick them together to get the bigger stand. So there's an example of an A4 size stand here, but when it comes to bases, you'll need to stick those 2 together. Just cut along here and just a little bit of masking tape, stick those together so you get the circle, etc. But that's great. It just means that from a small single piece of paper you can then make something like this. Look at that. That's the biggest one that you can make, which I think is brilliant. And the thing is as well, once you've made it, you can then cut out all the templates and then just fold them in half and stick them into a little folder you can look after. So you can go from that size up to this big. And just to give you a little tip as well, depending on the card you're using, obviously the bigger the stand that you're making, the thicker the card needs to be. When you're cutting the slit out in the template, example this one here, try to alter the slit in the middle to the thickness of the card that you're using. Anyway, I'll put those to one side. So let's start on using one of the templates to make just a kind of a medium-sized cupcake stand. Now choose the card that you're going to use and print out the templates that you're going to use as well. And now to start with, I always, as normal, cut out all the excess pieces of paper before I stick my template down. You can use the template time and time again until it runs out. Now position this on the card exactly where you want it, so you're not going to get too much wastage. You could use these bits for smaller bits, and then stick this down using some masking tape. Now before you start cutting it out, what I tend to do is cut around it roughly so it helps you cutting it out more intricately. Like so, just put that to one side. So there's my template to use. Now what I like to do first as well, if there's any intricate bits here, as I said, don't forget, measure this up. You might be using thicker cards, so just make it a little bit wider to accommodate the card, or if it's going to be a thinner card, then cut this slit a little bit more smaller. So cutting through the template and the card itself, then all you've got to do is, using a scalpel, you could use scissors if you want, just go through it like that all the way through, cut out the central slot where the 2 stands are going to slot together. And I'm just going to cut across the base bit there. That should just lift out like so. That's cut out there like that. Now you can, if you want, any straight bits that are easy to cut, use your scalpel to cut them out. As again, I've got my craft knife, and oh, that's broken. That was clever. Anyway, let's carry on. There's my craft knife. Just cut it down there, and then just peel that away. Oh, I'll cut that a little bit better. Anyway, you've got the idea. And then what you can also do then is take your scissors and just go around the whole design and cut the shape out. I've repaired my scalpel now, so I'm just going to finish this line off so you see there's no cheating. So just cut along there like that. There's that bit, and then carry on cutting out the center stand. Now do the same thing with all the other templates till you've got them all cut out and ready. Now as you can see, I've cut out the template. Now I've cut the next one as well that slots into there. So all you've got to do now is just slot those two together like so, and that comes down like that. So you can see there's the center of your stand. Now I've cut all the circles out as well. So that's the large one, that is the main one that goes at the bottom. Again, you've cut the circles out there, and also the cross in the middle. You do that exactly the same as we did with the scalpel. And that just fits over the top there like so. And it goes right down there and fits on the base. So if you wanted, you could have just a one tier cake there. You might want it for something that's quite tall, or for showing cards on, or something like that. So you've got that one. You can have a 2-tier one. Now you can, if you want, you could put the small one on the top there like so. Like that. That just fits into there. Let me get there. You go. That fits into there. So you could have one that's 2-tier like that. Let me push that down. There you go. You can see, so you've got 2 tiers, so you can have quite large ones. That's not pressed down properly. There you go, now it is. You can have a 2-tier one, or you can have a 2-tier one here, but I've designed it as 3, but don't think because it is 3, you have to use all 3. You might just want it on the top. You might put little holes here and hang necklaces down, something like that, if you're doing a craft fair, or you want to make something different. Now I've just used plain white card for these, but you can use gold, silver, anything you want, and if you print both sides, it's going to look, wow, smashing. So, pop that onto there. This is the centre one that I've done. And you need to cut them out fairly accurately, because you've got the little bits that jot out, and it's quite strong. This is quite sturdy. This is great for putting your cupcakes on or something. If it's going to be too heavy, then you need to kind of choose a thicker card, maybe even old cardboard boxes or something like that. Make sure they're clean and hygienic if you're going to be putting food on here though. Oh, you can fill that big one up with butties anytime. Then you can put this one on the top. That just fits back onto there. Just squeezes on, let me get that right, that's okay. And there you've got your cupcake stand basically made. Now obviously I've done this very basic, and it's very simple to do, just plain white. You can do it in anything you want. I've got a few cupcakes here that we've made, just some basic cupcakes, and then you can pop those onto here. You can put real ones on here if you want to. Don't forget, if you're using real ones, they're going to be a bit heavier. Mind you, these could be quite heavy too, depends on what you fill with them. These are just basic. I've not decorated these up or anything, so then they just fit on here. But as I said, you can use these stands. Don't think of them as just cupcake stands. You can do virtually anything with them at all. There you go, let's fill that up. That'll do me nicely. Ooh, wrap your gob round that lot.